Let's bring in Brent Sadler. What do you make of all Xi's meetings? He talked to Trump today. He's talked to Putin. What's with all this talking between the three big powers?
Well, hopefully it's a change in tact. One, hopefully, where Beijing is going to apply pressure on Moscow to be more serious about, the ceasefires. It's also, I think, important to note that Trump is due to go to Beijing in April. And so the more that he's able to at least get something, and hopefully it's not just cosmetic, but something tangible to change on the battlefield from the Russian side, that would be, I think, favorably received and a sign that things may be making a positive change in ending that war in Ukraine.
All right, the military, our military, shot down an Iranian drone which had aggressively approached our aircraft carrier in the Mideast. Meanwhile, we are still trying to negotiate a nuclear deal with Iran. Okay, here's what the president says.
They are negotiating. They'd like to do something, and we'll see if something is going to be done. They had a chance to do something a while ago, and it didn't work out, and we did Midnight Hammer. I don't think they want that happening again, but they would like to negotiate. We are negotiating with them right now.
Let me throw this at you. Maybe the Iranian government is split between hardliners who launch drones at aircraft carriers and the diplomats who sit down and talk. How do we negotiate with a split government?
You certainly have to talk and engage from a position of strength and making it explicitly clear that there is a hammer nearby. And as the president mentioned, I think the Iranians learned that this president doesn't mince his words when he has the threat of the hammer. If they do not comply with U.S. interests, and certainly if they threaten, let alone actually hurt or harm any Americans, that hammer will come down swiftly. This is not the time to relent on pressure. The regime, which has been an enemy and has American blood on its hands, needs to be more responsive to its people. It's still killing thousands of them in the streets. It's the weakest the regime's been. It's the time for a change in the nature of this terroristic, theocratic dictatorship, for sure.
I sense the president is running out of patience and that he maintains a sunny disposition in public, but underneath it all, I think he's not happy with the Russians and the Chinese and the Iranians. But that's for another discussion. Brent Sadler, thanks for being with us this morning. We appreciate it always. Thank you.